All right, guys. That was a long time coming, beating Miami. We've come close a few times. A few years ago, I think they had like 207 yards, and we gave up a post at the end on a play where someone did something they shouldn't have done. And last year, that safety that wasn't to be. This was great for our kids. They wanted this one bad. Our seniors wanted this one bad, and our kids played really good. Offensively, he was clicking on all cylinders in the run game, the pass game. Keaton was outstanding. It's kind of what we feel like we can get every week out of him. And defensively, again, started off with those turnovers. Unfortunately, we didn't score with him, but really changed the game early with that. Went through three quarterbacks, on the other side. So kids just played well, fired up for our seniors, and wait a week, and next Sunday, I guess, find out where we're going bowling. Questions?
A month ago, Pat, your team's staying at 4-4 after losing back-to-back conference games. I mean, how proud are you of them that they finished November perfect and really grinded out for another 8-win season?
Well, that's what we do. I mean, our coaches, my hat goes off to our coaches and our players. Coaches do a great job of coaching. We talk about consistency. We didn't coach this game or this week, Thanksgiving week, doesn't matter, any different than we did the opener against West Virginia. We just stay consistent. We grind and we work our tails off, and our kids just continue to get better and believed. We had a couple of rough games there. I mean, like I said, this team should be a 10-1 football team, really. If we don't turn the ball over, we just had some things not go our way. We got a good football team. We got a great staff, and couldn't be happier for our kids. Our seniors deserve this one, and I'm happy for that locker room.
We've asked you before, do you feel like this is your most complete win of the season? So I'll ask it again. Do you feel this is your most complete
I would think this one was. I mean, that's a good football team out there. I don't care what their record is. I mean, you go out there and, and look what they look like. They've got some great players. They didn't play like our guys played. We played better than they did, but they got a lot of talent on that field on both sides of the ball, and our kids bowed up and played like we thought they could.
McIntyre gets his first interception of his career. I mean, what's it mean to you to see young guys stepping up late in the season and making big plays and contributing to an effort like that?
Yeah, I mean, Javon got sick a couple weeks ago. He was in the hospital. I don't think anybody knows, and he lost about 15 pounds. Didn't play so good a week ago, and he came back. He's a good football player. He's going to be one of the future guys that are making plays. I mean, Dayon Hayes had a great game out there. I think 3 sacks. I haven't seen any stats yet here from Miami, but I'm happy for all our guys. Young guys making plays, and that's we're just developing those young guys, and they're going to be our old guys pretty soon.
At the second level, Tyler Wills has really grown into a role as the season's gone on. What have you seen from him growing into that role as a transfer and becoming a bigger force?
Yeah, I mean, Tyler's a good football player. I mean, that was a really good get out of the transfer portal. And he's such a great kid. I mean, he's not a problem at all. And matter of fact, Bengali last week, I give Bengali, talk about unselfish. Tyler was a senior, and Bengali was supposed to start, and he said, I want him to start, and gave the start up and said, I want Tyler. So that's what Tyler's, he's come right in from the day he got here and just kind of bonded with our football team and our kids. And, I'm happy for what he's done. He's had fun doing it too.
Jared Wayne became just the 11th 1,000-yard receiving season in program history. I mean, can you just speak about how he stepped up for your football team this year?
You know what, he stepped up in a big way, and he had a great game today. I mean, besides that fumble near the end, which he's got to tuck it away. I mean, just some of the big catches he had early on some of those RPOs that we hadn't done for a few weeks. We kind of laid off him for a while, kind of surprised, I think, with some of those. But Jared was money today, catching the ball, and Keaton put it right where he needed to be as well.
You went from Owen to Jake at center midway through the game. What kind of prompted that? I know Owen had a couple of disputes on the snaps.
Yeah, he had a couple, crappy snaps, and coaches learn. The last time he had some crappy snaps was Western Michigan 2 years ago, and I told Borbs, I said, hey, if he's having one of those days, let's get him out of there. And I think we had then Cradle come in, and he's got soggy butt. Okay, we got to get him some Depends because his butt is soaked. And Keaton's got his hands up underneath there, so we had some soggy butt problems as well. So we had some snaps under center that were issues as well. But I just wasn't. I told Boris, I ain't taking any chances. We're not going to have any snaps going over. And Owen's had a great year, and so has Cradle. So we knew Cradle could do it. It was just like, hey, let's Owen's so tough, he's not going to say anything if he's hurting. And he had some pec issues in that Western game 2 years ago, and it cost us. And I just wasn't going to let that happen again.
Pat, you guys put 2 guys deep to return punts. What tonight? What inspired that?
Their punter inspired that. He rugby and he reads. If he's rugby's to the right and you run to the right, he's kicking it to the left and the ball's rolling 60, 70 yards. That was a good punt team today. So we had to put 2 back there just to secure the ball. We didn't, and then we put 2 back there. We muffed it one time with Vince. But putting 2 back there, helps us protect, the field position.
One or two more.
Pat, Izzy officially is the ACC rushing. He has the ACC rushing title. I mean, another strong day for him. He has 900-yard games this year. I mean, what do you think contributes to his consistency that he's been able to do this, even with guys like Keaton in the passing game kind of struggling and bending up and down this year?
He's a football player. I mean, he's got great speed, he's got great vision, and he's tough and strong. I mean, he gets a lot of yards on his own. Obviously, the offensive line did a great job for him all year, and you don't do it by yourself. I mean, the tight ends, receivers had some great blocks as well. Izzy's a football player.
You feel the need to step up your style a bit in Miami?
You know what? You want to know the truth? My daughter, my daughter and my wife pick out my suits, and they said you just got to reach up and get the collared shirt up there. And I got to Miami, we're on the bus. I'm like, I don't think I picked out a dress shirt because usually I have my tie. I got my tie clip. So my daughter did a little shopping this morning and got me a shirt that went a little casual.